work that we were not permitted to do recently at the reactor itself, where they were discharging fuel that we badly wanted to be able to examine in order to tell its age and radiation history.
The head of the IAEA says we may never know the truth about North Korea's nuclear program. On Wall Street, the Dow is down 7.5 points in heavy trading. This is ABC News.
Here at La Quinta Inns, we're so proud of our bright new exteriors and beautiful, spacious new lobbies. We've asked our architect, Bob Koch, to tell you just a little bit about it.
When you're thinking about coming to a place, what you're trying to do is reinforce both the invitation and the arrival sequence. And you do it by attacking all the senses.
Gee, Bob, what's wrong with words like pretty or neat? Oh, well, come see the new La Quinta, usually about $39 to $59. You're not staying at a hotel. You're staying with us.
For the ABC Information Network, I'm Catherine Smith.
Burger King presents Mr. Know-It-All. Mr. Know-It-All, today we'll test your knowledge of music. What is a duet?
Duet. Any two instruments making up one piece. Just as two flame-broiled burgers make up one big new 1/3 pound mega double cheese at Burger King. 50% bigger than the double cheeseburger was.
And what is accompaniment?
Fries and Coke.
Beg pardon?
Yeah, a big new mega double cheese value meal for just $3.49 is accompanied by fries and a drink of your choice.
Define tempo.
Speed, which you don't need because this low price is not for limited time. It's every day.
Well...
Did I mention the new mega double cheese value meal is just $3.49 every day?
Don't you remember?
How can I think straight when I'm hungry and you keep asking me about food?
The new mega double cheese value meal, just $3.49 every day at Burger King. We may not be the world's #1 fast food place. It just tastes that way. Subject to owner participation, prices may vary, size of fries and drinks may vary.
See the headline in USA Today. Page A11. Here's the headline. Welfare moms tell Clinton what works. Welfare moms tell Clinton what works. Don't you just love it when people on the public dole explain to everybody else what they think works and what doesn't work? Is that how we got the credit card idea?
This is a special edition of the Rush Limbaugh program.
Idiocy.
America Held Hostage.
Stupidity.
And now, from our studios in New York City,
Feel their pain.
here is Rush Limbaugh.
Yeah. Here's the number of days of the raw deal. Count them up one day at a time. The America Held Hostage theme to the Clinton presidency is 504 days today. For the poor and the middle class. Day 523 for the rich and the dead, with 958 days left to go. Well, let's look at some news items here, folks. A couple of things about the president yesterday and the beaches at Normandy. George Stephanopoulos, who in Bob Woodward's book, The Agenda, takes most of the tirades that the president dishes out. They're called waves. The wave is what Clinton's temper tantrums are called. George Stephanopoulos was asked what Clinton learned about the military during his stay aboard the USS George Washington. You know what Stephanopoulos' answer was? Now, you tell me if this is not indicative of something. What was most overwhelming, said Stephanopoulos, was the sense of duty they had. The sense of duty they had was the most overwhelming thing about his trip on the USS George Washington? That's what stood out, their sense of duty? When two F-18 pilots were asked where they were going next, they replied, "Wherever the commander sends us." Clinton, Stephanopoulos said, was deeply impressed. This defies understanding. This defies explanation. what was most overwhelming was the sense of duty they had? They really don't know, do they? They really don't get it when it comes to the military, do they? They don't understand duty. They don't understand discipline. They don't understand how it works, do they? I don't know about you, but the turn of phrase the president used, we are the children, what did he say, children of sacrifice? We are the children of your sacrifice? That's gobbledygook New Age speak. We are the children of your sacrifice? He's 46 years old, for Christ. He's not a child. See what happened at that Richmond debate? Everybody's a child, including us. We're all children. My gosh, Bill Clinton goes to the White House and learns about the sense of duty in the military. Hillary goes to the White House and learns about meaning. And they're supposed to be the smartest people in the planet? Then there's this from the president. Told NBC, I don't regret the fact that I opposed the conflict in Vietnam. I still think I was right on that, but there are plenty of times I wish I'd had the experience because I'm a child of World War II. I wish I'd had the experience as a child of World War II. I grew up on, now listen to this, I grew up on the war movement. I grew up on war movies. I grew up with the memories of a father I never knew with a picture of his uniform in World War II. I grew up on war movies. Do you know what else he said when in Rome? Brace yourselves for this, folks. He said, I'm paraphrasing, I feel honored to be standing here. Romulus walked this ground. Now, if Dan Quayle had said that, it would have been the overshadowing quote of the entire weekend. It would have been the overshadowing quote. It was, if Dan Quayle had said it, the press would still be howling about the, shall we say, faux pas. Do you know the story of Romulus and Remus and the founding of Rome, ladies? And if you don't, let me tell you about it. There's a she-wolf that lived over there that came across two twins who'd been deserted by their obviously Republican father. And the she-wolf knew right off the bat that she had to become a single parent. And she didn't have a government program to help her, and she did not have a health care plan. She had no welfare whatsoever. The she-wolf just took it upon herself to raise Romulus and Remus. Romulus and Remus were suckled by the she-wolf, and Romulus grew to be big, strong, and powerful, the first god and the founder of Rome. And it's all a myth. It's all a myth. It is not true. It's a story. It's a legend. It's King Arthur and the Knights of the Round Table. It's Sir Lancelot. It didn't happen. And the President of the United States, I feel honored to be here. Romulus walked this ground. And he didn't even mention Remus. Let's see. Dan Rostenkowski. Is this not great? Listen to this. Dan Rostenkowski had merchandise from the House stationery store piled up in the basement of a Chicago building he owned, according to a photographer named Walter Perkins. The items included crystal vases bearing congressional seals, 12 wooden armchairs still in shipping cartons, luggage, and beer mugs. Perkins, in telling this to the Chicago Sun-Times, said it was like King Tut's tomb. Perkins sold the newspaper the photographs he took in the building last February. Says he was hired by one of Rostenkowski's lawyers and offered the photos for sale when he wasn't paid. He wasn't, but somebody was. This is another one of these ghost employees, probably. So Perkins has finally figured it out. So he sold the pictures of what he took. One of the charges against Rusty is that he used taxpayer money to buy gifts for friends from the stationery store. Let's see. I'm sure you've all been inundated so far with the news about teens and sex. Well, here we go. 60% of U.S. girls who have sex before age 15 say they were coerced into intercourse, often by a much older man. This is the Alan Guttmacher Institute doing this, which is Planned Parenthood. When you think of the Alan Guttmacher Institute, think of Planned Parenthood. This goes on. It says these appalling findings. By the way, Donna Shalala heard about this, was outraged. So these appalling findings are further proof of how badly teenagers need our help to avoid having sex while they are still just children themselves. She said she was particularly struck by the finding that most of these young girls' sexual partners were older men. The report, well, who does she think they're going to be having sex with? Younger men? When you're 15, it's always the old guys. They're the ones that have the Corvettes and the money. Remember, the most important thing you say about yourself in your early youth is the car you drive. Now, she said here that the report said that nearly one-third of the fathers of babies born to 15-year-olds were 21 years or older. Quote, now listen to this. Listen to this, and I'm going to ask you what you think it means. We as a nation need to work together to send the strongest possible signal that all teens, boys and girls, should be abstinent, stay in school, and live with a caring adult. What does that mean? Live with a caring adult? Would somebody like to hazard a guess as to what living with a... yes, HR is onto it. HR got it. I'm proud of you. Gee, this is amazing. This is code for terminology that reflects the new family. Now, if you look up family in addiction facts, where is it? Here it is. Hang on, folks. My dictionary is falling apart in here, but I'm going to stun you. Because I'm going to read the dictionary definition of family to you here. Find it. A comes before I, right? Just kidding. All right, here we're close now because I got familiar. My training says family will come after that. Let's see. A group of persons of common ancestry. A people or group of peoples regarded as deriving from a common stock. A family is a group of people who have traceable bloodlines. Now, there are also definitions here of family that would fit with Miss Shalala's, but they're not the priority or first mentioned definitions. For example, a group of people united by certain convictions, as of religion or philosophy, can also be a family, but that's not the preferred definition. Way to go, HR. Let me tell you what this is all about. This is about the Clinton administration's attempt to redefine the family so it's not necessarily the blood mother and blood father. It can be Bikes on Dykes. You can find a caring adult in the Bikes on Dykes chapter out in San Francisco. And Miss Shalala, that's what she means. In other words, you could read it this way. We as a nation need to work together to send the strongest possible signal that all teens, boys and girls, should be abstinent, stay in school, and live with a caring adult from Dykes on Bikes. Or pick your group. But when you put caring adult in there, instead of with their parents, and these people are not confused about what they're doing. These people over at Health and Human Services just chugging right along. They're never in these meetings at the White House that get confused. They're just out there moving the country to the left. So we also need to create communities in which young girls are safe from physical abuse. Agree with that? Agree with that. But what's this got to do with physical abuse? It doesn't say rape here. Does not say rape. This report says nothing about rape. It implies consensual sex. The report, Sex in America's Teenagers, noted that 16% of 13-year-olds, 23% of 14-year-olds, and 30% of 15-year-olds are sexually experienced, and most teenagers begin to have sex in their mid-teens. 7 in 10 women who had intercourse before age 14 and 6 in 10 who had sex before age 15 report that the act was not voluntary. Other findings contradict so-called myths, though, and this is what everybody's reporting. Everybody is reporting that the pregnancy rate among sexually experienced teenagers fell 19% between 1972 and 1990. The report also dismissed the myth that teenagers account for most unplanned pregnancies and out-of-wedlock births. You've probably heard this thing is being reported as, hey, there's not that much teen sex going on out there. It's been widely overstated. Now, a lot of people say that's not true. We reject the notion. But nevertheless, the important part of this is what Miss Shalala said. A caring adult. Way to go, HR. Man, you deserve another cigar for that. That is so good. I thought you'd come up with some esoteric answer. That's so good. It is absolutely right. Their attempt to redefine the definition, or redefine what family is. Back after this.
You're listening to the EIB Network.
Okay, folks, I want you to visit the Hot Spring Portable Spa dealer nearest you right now, and I want you to ask about something called the Smart Jet system. Now, this is a system with each Hot Spring Portable Spa that enables you to utilize any combination of different jets so you can massage different parts of your body. And you can set the degree of strength of the hydrotherapy. Now, this balanced jet design enables you to enjoy a unique, customized experience in your Hot Spring Portable Spa by allowing you to adjust the intensity of the moto massage, jet stream, or hydrotherapy jets, or any combination of them. This is a state-of-the-art portable spa. It's extremely relaxing, a lot of fun for your entire family. They're always hot and ready to use, and there are 6 different models from which to choose. Your Hot Spring Portable Spa dealer can be found in the Yellow Pages, or you can find them by calling 1-800-299-RUSH. That's 1-800-299-7874. Hot Spring Portable Spas with the Smart Jet system, where America, my listeners, go to relax.
To give my home a nice atmosphere, I've tried French Provincial, Danish Modern, English Country, and Spanish Colonial. Little did I know that for nice atmosphere, all I really needed was American Standard, a reliable American Standard air conditioning system. It's built and tested right here in the US of A, so it's one design that will last. I wish I'd known that back during my Spanish colonial period.
American Standard Air Conditioning, built to a higher standard.
Join the millions who save billions the annuity way. Your auto owner's insurance agent can show you a safe and systematic way to save. Auto owners no-load tax-deferred annuities credit high-interest earnings to your savings program. All auto owners' investments are of the highest quality. No junk bonds or real estate ventures. See your no-problem auto owner's agent and save the annuity way. Auto Owners Insurance, available through an independent agent near you.
Just to compete is to win. To challenge yourself is to be victorious. But to be the best in a given moment, that is something golden. The State Games of North Carolina. If you live in North Carolina, you can compete. For information on participating in this year's State Games, call 1-800-277-8763. That number again for participating in this year's State Games, 1-800-277-8763. But remember, you can't win if you're not in.
This is the Kmart sale update. If you're about to pay too much for a bike, change gears and shift to Kmart for the lowest price of the season on 15-speed 26-inch chromium bikes, men's and women's, for an incredibly low $99.77. And ride out of Kmart safely with a jammer or reflex helmet, just $16.77. Over 300 advertised specials, over 500 unadvertised specials. But hurry, sale ends Saturday. The Kmart sale update. You give us 30 seconds. We'll give you the best sales.
Travel, business, making life fun. That's what I'm all about. That's what my show is all about. Hello, this is Bruce Williams. Every single weekday evening here on WGBR, you, me, and about 3 million others get together. We try and solve our problems. Nobody's been to the moon. No great sellers of books. Just regular folks sharing ideas. And oh yeah, if I get in a jam, experts from all over the country bail me out. Join me on the Bruce Williams Show, 7 to 10 here on Goldsboro's very own 1150 WGBR.
Ensconced firmly behind the golden EIB microphones here at the Limbaugh Institute for Advanced Conservative Studies. Rush Limbaugh back to the phones, Trenton, New Jersey. This is Eileen. Hi, Eileen. I'm glad you waited.
Thank you, sir. I just wanted to say I disagree with your analysis of why they're jumping ship on Ollie.
Oh, what do you think it is?
Well, as I told the gentleman who answered the phone, I was a Republican committee woman back in 1964. I realize you were only 13 at the time, so you wouldn't remember. But Rockefeller did everything in his power to destroy Goldwater. They didn't care that they lost the presidency and all kinds of seats. They didn't want to lose their power base.
Well, I think I agree with you, and I think that my answer is not that far from it. If you look at what people who support Ollie are doing around the country, in Iowa, you've got Fred Grandy, who is running against Terry Branstad, who's the governor there, and Fred Grandy is trying to take a mainstream country club Republican type approach to things. Because he won't say it, but I think Grandy is like a lot of Republicans. He's very much alarmed at what the evangelical so-called Christian right, so-called, is doing to the party. In Texas, they've taken over. In Texas, they're dominant now, but it's not because of any coercion. They've simply gone out and worked the precincts. They're doing what should have been done for the longest time in the Republican Party, is work the precinct levels, the grassroots. That's how you get other things than just the White House.
Well, yes, but isn't it a case of conservatives need not apply?
Yeah, exactly. But your point about power is that the so-called, and I'm beginning to resent these terms, the fanatical right, the Christian right, the religious right.
Yes.
These are, what's so wrong about being Christian anyway?
Well,
you know, what is so wrong with it? These are just Americans, and they're trying to hold on to their country as they see it. So they're going out, and within the concepts of the democratic process, they are smoking their opposition. And so they've now gotten control of the state apparatus in Texas, some people fear. Well, that's power. So I think that, and I'm telling you that the Rockefeller types that still live in the Republican Party look at them as a different class. So I'm not going to retreat from my point that there's class distinctions being made here, but I do agree with you that it centers around power and conservatism. Nobody knows this. The mainstream Republican Party has never been conservative, and that's what I mean. Reagan was never all that liked by the Rockefeller type Republicans.
No, and well, you know, another thing that I remember how Warner got nominated, and nobody's remembering that. I always found that. If not suspicious, coincidental. You remember he was married to Elizabeth Taylor, and the convention chose somebody else. I don't remember who he was, but then he died in a plane crash, the guy they chose, and then Warner got the nomination. And then shortly after the election, he and Liz were divorced. I always found the whole thing very interesting.
Well, that's a bit too meaty even for me. You start speculating on those kinds of things.
Well, but they are facts. As I said, you know, I'm not speculating on them, but it was interesting.
The individual items are facts, but I'm not going to join you in drawing any inferences there.
I'm not.
Oh, come on. You're trying to plant the seediest of notions.
But can you imagine if it was the other way around? If Ollie didn't get it and the guy who got it got killed and then Ollie got it, you really think that the press wouldn't go around and strain that from Swallow Camel?
Yeah, there'd be some that would, but I don't think the mainstream press would.
Well, okay.
Got to watch these conspiracies. You got to watch these theories. They can take you off track. You can have an otherwise solid point. You got to watch this stuff because it can do damage to your credibility. I'm not saying that's happened to you here, Eileen, but you got to watch this kind of stuff, because that really, how Warner got where he is doesn't matter to what he's doing now anyway, as far as I'm concerned. Black Hawk, Colorado. Del, hello. Welcome to the Rush Limbaugh program.
Rocky Mountain Dittos, Rush.
Thank you.
I want to let the moderate-labeled Republicans know that I believe that they're in error trying to discredit North and his backers. The reason I say that, Rush, is because the people who came out and supported North and who have taken over the Republican apparatus in the state of Texas, as you just described, are giving the Republicans something they haven't had. And I think it goes back to some moral underpinnings.
Well, not only that, it's a difference. And the last thing the Republican Party ought to be trying to do is be like liberals, or be like the mainstream, or be like... That's not going to win you anything. George Bush found it out. What better example do the Republicans need than George Bush? nice guy trying to do what he thought was best, one of the probably the most gentle gentlemen you'll ever meet. And he was talked into a non-confrontational, hey, let's get along. I'll trust you Democrats to be like I am. And there's no future in it for the Republicans. All you got to do, why do you think these country club Republicans don't want to call on the record of Ronald Reagan? The Republican Party's biggest success since Abraham Lincoln. Just think about that.
Wargo, Peoples, Stricker, Palmer, from hot rookies to seasoned pros, they all play the most forgiving club in golf. The new Peerless PhD iron with its patented hosel design. The new PhD iron extends the perimeter weighting by 1 full inch. Ask Arnold Palmer.
I hit longer, straighter shots using the Peerless PhD.
Wargo, Peoples, Stricker, Palmer all benefit from the extra forgiveness of the new Peerless PhD.
This is WGBR News, Goldsboro's very own.
This is Wayne Alley. Wayne County Commissioners were asked by Wayne Community College President Ed Wilson yesterday to reconsider and appropriate an additional $58,000 to the college budget for next year. The sum requested is over and above what the county manager recommended, but Dr. Wilson indicated it is essential.
Should this funding not be forthcoming, and should our expenses meet the levels we estimate they will, it will be necessary for us to close the institution and furlough our employees when we run out of money. Please don't make us make that choice.
Dr. Ed Wilson of Wayne Community College. Representatives from various Wayne County schools and the PTA Council are responding to reports that Wayne County schools have been recommended by the county manager to receive only an $18,000 increase in spending for the next fiscal year. The PTA Council has advised the manager that they believe the recommended funding is in violation of the North Carolina Constitution. The Wayne County Board of Education employed the architectural firm of Parton and Hobbs last night for a sum of up to $5,000 to prepare a design for renovating the metal building behind the school system's Royal Avenue Administration building. The vote was 5-2 to proceed with the design so the existing brick building and the renovated metal building can house the entire central office staff. The dissenting votes were cast by board members George Moy and Carl Maples. Moy offered no comment as to why. It is estimated it will cost $450,000 to renovate the metal building. Maples said he's not against the project, but personally feels the timing is wrong. Board member Marlene Harrell declared the school board would be negligent to the taxpayers not to use its own property for a central office. She declared the building could pay for itself in 5 years. The annual joint meeting of the Goldsboro, Mount Olive, and Northern Wayne County Industrial Committees of 100 was told yesterday that the county needs a comprehensive economic development plan. State Senate President Pro Tem Mark Basnight said the county has the roads, sewer, utilities, and skilled labor for job growth, but no matter how many resources are available, they'll never be fully utilized without a comprehensive economic development plan. The plan is the leadership that is vital to ensure that the infrastructure is utilized. Basnight declared local industrial developers can more effectively coordinate available resources when they have specific goals, but he warned that the plan must be flexible and change with the times. And industrial committees of 100 of Goldsboro, Mount Olive, and Northern Wayne County elected board members and officers yesterday to serve from 1994-95. I'm Wayne Alley.
Well, the hazy, hot, and humid conditions should last for a few more days now as a weak cold front stalls just before it can move through the area. Our forecast for this afternoon, more clouds than sunshine. We'll have muggy conditions, a few showers and thunderstorms developing. The high today 84 to 88. Then tonight, mostly cloudy. Still a chance of a thunder shower during the evening hours, the low 66 to 70. And for tomorrow, mostly cloudy again. A few more showers and thunderstorms. Highs tomorrow between 84 and 88 once again. I'm Mike Moss at the Weather Center. WGBR.
Rush Limbaugh. Think about it now. Think about what is hip. We define it here. We redefine greatness on the radio here each day on the EIB Network. At 800-282-2882, here is Fred in Melbourne, Florida. Welcome to the program.
Rush, what an honor. I worked at WTAI, a flagship EIB station, when you first came on the air. And I've been a great fan since, but I think you misquoted the president.
I may have. I don't have it in front of me. What's
Well, he was thrilled not to have walked on the same footstep or the same area that Romulus walked, but where Rommel walked.
He's honored to be in Italy because Rommel walked.
Right, not Romulus. It was Rommel.
I see. Well, maybe I just read it wrong yesterday. I'm having to remember this all the way from about 21 hours ago. Yeah, thanks for that correction.
One other quick point.
Yeah.
People seem to be upset with Christians involved in politics. Well, they would be upset with Nathan Hale, John Adams, many of the founding fathers who felt that it was their Christian duty to form a country and a government based upon not religious principles but Christian principles.
Yeah, I think there's been a bastardization based on this whole separation of church and state. People now think that you can't have any religious people. Doesn't matter whether they're trying to impose their religion or use their religion to guide them. You can't have any religious people, so they say. Of course, the fact that Teddy Kennedy's Catholic, they look the other way. And Al Gore, a Southern Baptist, they'll look the other way, so forth. But I'll tell you, all it is people, and I've postulated this theory before. I have this basic belief. Thanks, Wilma. Wilma Flintstone just delivered a Diet Coke. Actually, it looks more like Betty. Just kidding, Marianne. Come on, lighten up. Anyway, I have postulated this before. See what you think of this, Fred. I think this country has, for the most part, people that, when it comes to themselves, they're pretty perceptive. You have a lot of people in this country who are aware that they're over the line, over the edge, that they're engaged in things that maybe they ought not be, and they just don't want any judgment on them whatsoever. For example, on Inauguration Day, or week, during Inauguration Week, he had all these rock stars and singers and entertainers singing a big series of songs at the Lincoln Memorial, and the theme of the songs is freedom. We shall overcome. Freedom, freedom. It's like they had just been released from the shackles of slavery or something. I said, what do these people, where do they think they are? Think they're living in South Africa? What are they singing that they're free from? And it hit me. They now know that with liberal Democrat in the White House, there aren't going to be any moral judgments made against them by people. And that's what they fear in people who claim to be Christian or religious, or in many cases, not even that, just conservative. And I think it's a big mistake to think that these people that are called the Christian right are these fanatical right-wing. And let's admit, there are a lot of holy rollers out there, but I don't think that holy rollers make up the mainstream of the Christian right or the evangelicals or whatever. And there are some who would, if they could, would impose their entire religious belief on the country and do so in a way that would not please anybody. But that's not who these people are. They're just trying to hold on to what they think made the country great, and they see it decaying around them. But they have been mislabeled and miscast, and I think that is the primary reason so many people fear them.
But this is not, I think, anything new historically. People that have taken a moral stance throughout history have gotten into trouble, i.e. Jesus, Paul, Peter, many of the people we read about in the New Testament.
Sir Thomas More.
Aquinas, I mean, people that have, Luther, Wesley, you look at any people that have taken moral stands, culture, no matter what culture they're from, whether it's American or whatever, does not like people taking a moral stance. And that's, unfortunately, I think the nature of humanity, but people...
Well, yeah.
Fortunately, there are heroes that continue to take moral stands and to show us a better way of life.
Well,
but hopefully one day the name Limbaugh will be bantered around in such paragraph.
Hey, look, let's keep me where I am. I'm just a talk show host. And now a husband. Believe me, my hands are full. But nevertheless, Fred, thanks much for the call. Anne Marie, Front Royal, Virginia, welcome to the Rush Limbaugh program.
Hi, Rush.
Hi.
Look, I was a delegate to the convention, and I voted for Ollie North, and I think you're a little bit off track. I'm a moderate Republican, and you made a comment earlier about class.
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. That kind of got me off. What do you mean by a class? As if the moderates don't want the Christian right in? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not talking about you. Look, when you have the certain elements, would you disagree with me that there is a wing of the Republican Party that is what people accuse it of being, the country club, cocktail-sipping, middle-of-the-roaders?
Well, I think that's fading. I honestly think it's fading.
I don't think it's majority of them, but they clearly exist, and they're the ones who, in many cases, have had the power. It was interrupted a bit by Reagan. And I'll tell you something, Anne-Marie, don't discount the absolute panic that's going on in the hallowed halls of certain Republican leadership organizations over what's happening in Texas and what's happening in Virginia.
Well, let me tell you what's happening.
And I think I do think that there is a bit of a class distinction being drawn. I don't know how great it is. I think it's part of it.
Well, I don't know. In Virginia, I think part of the reluctance of a lot of people to support Ollie because it was because they thought he wasn't electable, okay, on one point, which of course, I don't agree with. I think he's going to be elected. Now, on the other half...
Especially if they gum it up with 2 or 3 more people. Put Doug Wilder in there, and Coleman and Rob. Hell, he's a walk-away in a 4-way race.
Yes. Oh, definitely. I agree with you on that. But part of the problem I noticed that in Virginia is that the quote-unquote Christian right, what has happened a few times is that everybody gathers together and... I'm probably going to get myself in a lot of trouble for this. And what they do is they nominate a person, and then what they do is they desert the party afterwards. They don't get involved in the day-to-day running of the Republican Party. They don't get involved in the Lincoln Day dinners. They don't get involved in all the other little, mundane little details. If you can't contribute money, time would be good. And I think that's a little bit part of the resentment, because after they get a candidate that they want in, this happened in the past. I'm not referring to Ollie.
Oh, I think it's. I know what you're saying. You're
saying. You understand what I'm saying?
Yeah, I do. But I think you're not quite there. I think when you say that these people were rambunctious and rabid in their support for Ollie, then stop. They don't get involved in party politics at all. They'll work for Ollie, if that, and then nothing more. Is that what you're saying? They don't get into the down and dirty grassroots stuff. They don't contribute. They don't walk precincts. They don't man phone banks. That kind of stuff.
Yeah.
Well, I'll tell you, there's a dirty little secret then that may be true. I don't know about that. I've
seen some evidence of it.
Okay, then I'll not argue with you about it. But don't discount something. Do not discount abortion as something that is ripping the Republican Party apart. There's this group of people that doesn't want anything to do with abortion as a political issue unless you're pro-choice. And these people aren't. The North crowd's not. The Texas people aren't. These people are pro-life.
Well, let me tell you...
And you've got a lot of fear in the Republican Party that these people are going to end up dominating things, and they think they lose elections, these mainstreamers do, if they're not pro-choice.
I'm pro-choice. I'm pro-choice, and I'm supporting Ollie, because the abortion issue is not the most important issue, I find.
That's the thing. It's not an issue now. It's not, politically, it can't be an issue, because you can make it one if you want, but it's a Supreme Court issue, and there's no hope. I mean, there's no hope now of having this court act in a way that's going to have it overturned.
Sure.
There just aren't the votes there.
That's true. But I think there's other reasons for supporting Oliver North other than the pro-life issue.
You're right, and I tell you, I hope a lot of others agree with you about that.
No, we're all going to be out there trying to convince them.
Good luck. I'm a pro-life individual, but I'm not I'm probably not I'm not an activist in it at all, other than what I've said about it on this program. But I have said on several occasions that the pro-life people, some of them are so single-minded about it that they shoot themselves in the foot. Let me give you an example, just so you don't think I'm just going off here half-cocked. I'll never forget. I've used this example before, so if you've heard it, pardon me, but I must use it again because there are many others like it. But it was the 1986 Senate race in California. You had Alan Cranston, liberal Democrat, pro-choice, Ed Schau, liberal Republican, pro-choice. That race was close, and this was important because it was later that Reagan would nominate Robert Bork, and Bork would have been a swing vote. Bork would have gotten him closer to a majority that would have overturned Roe versus Wade, but to get Bork, you needed Republicans in the Senate. so that a Reagan nominee could have a better chance of winning. But these people out there, they weren't going to vote for Shao, these Republicans, because he was pro-choice, and they did it in the context of principle. They said, we cannot vote for somebody who is so unlike what we stand for, our most important issue. And I can understand being rooted in principle, but at the same time, Shao loses by the narrowest of margins. Cranston sits back to the Senate. Bork's nominated and goes down to defeat. Now, and Shao's vote wouldn't have made a difference, as it turns out, because Bork's defeat was by a greater than a single vote majority. But still, it's that kind of thing, and that I think the pro-choice crowd can at times, or pro-life crowd can at times, end up shooting themselves in the foot. There are stages that you win things with. Sometimes tiny little footsteps, and. In addition to the pro-choice story, there are, or the pro-life, pro-choice argument, there are, as you've just said, other issues which are as important morally. And so I tell you, it's such an emotional issue. It just is. It's one of the most. I at one time said that I thought it was going to be the issue over which the country fought its next civil war, and it may yet still be. As who knows as the future pans out. But don't discount the importance of abortion in the future Republican Party and how it ends up being organized, and who ends up being its candidate, and who leads it, and what it stands for. Quick break. I'm glad you called, Anne Marie. Thank you very much. We will be back.
You're listening to the EIB Network.
Well, Father's Day is right around the corner. How many of you don't know what to get your dad for Father's Day? It's because most dads can get what they want and so forth. What do you get? Well, I have a suggestion. The right gift for your dad would be a subscription to my newsletter, the Limbaugh Letter. It's personal, it's imaginative, it's accurate, it's authoritative, and all that's true because it comes from me. Now, your Father's Day subscription will start with the special tribute issue to D-Day and the power of American courage. And you know what we did? Only I could pull this off. We did an interview. I did it with Winston Churchill. It's amazing. People love it. If you order now, your dad will get free, in addition to the subscription, my new 35 Undeniable Truths of Life and the colorful 1994 Rush poster calendar. So call now, 800-457-4141. 1 year is $29.95. That's for 12 issues. And call now. They're waiting for you. 457-4141 with 800 in front of it.
For your office, club, church, or business, it's State Office Equipment Company. Discount office furniture. You buy for less. Bargains like folding tables, 30 by 96, just $47. 4-drawer full suspension files, just $119.95 letter size, $139.95 for the legal size. Oak or walnut desk, $189.95. Executive chair, only $179.95. Delivery is available. Also used furniture for sale at State Office Equipment Company, 2211A East Ash Street, open Monday through Thursday, 8:30 till 5:30, Friday 8:30 to 5 p.m.
The 1994 blowout sale continues at Leith Chrysler, Plymouth, Jeep Eagle, Leith Dodge Isuzu. Just $94 over invoice now on Plymouth and Dodge Colts and Eagle Summits. Just $94 over invoice and all these models in stock. You can also choose from over 150 program cars, both 93 and 94 models available. And the success of the blowout sale means the used car inventory is growing day by day. Save now during the big 1994 blowout sale at Leith Chrysler, Plymouth, Jeep Eagle, Leith Dodge Isuzu, Highway 70 west of Goldsboro.
Great summer times from Visa. There's a school in the Allegheny Mountains where they take learning to new heights, and the classroom is a 900-foot sandstone peak. It's Seneca Rock Climbing School, where they've been showing people the ropes for over 20 years. And whether you're starting out or a seasoned pro, Seneca's the place to hang out. So when you come, bring your day pack and your Visa card, because at Seneca Rock Climbing, they'll take you straight to the summit, but they won't take American Express. Visa, this summer, it's everywhere you want to be.
Here at Goldsboro's very own 1150 WGBR, we love to make you a winner in many different ways. However, in order for us to reward as many listeners as possible, we ask that you assist us in a few simple ways. Please, no repeat winners within 30 days, only one winner per household every 30 days, and all prizes must be picked up within 2 weeks. Other stipulations may apply on certain contests. We invite you to keep listening for your chance to win on Goldsboro's very own 1150 WGBR, and good luck.
Rush Limbaugh program featuring some of the finest bumper music known to exist in the free world, north of the equator. Lila in Detroit, Michigan. Welcome to the EIB Network.
Hi, Rush. Wedding bell dittos and God's blessings to you and Marta for as many years of happiness as my husband and I have had.
Thank you very much.
My question is, if the government has a one-payer system, then what is going to happen to all of the employees of all of the insurance companies in the United States? It boggles the mind what the unemployment bill would be.
Well, why do you say that?
Well, because if there will be no more insurance companies as we know it, if the government is the payer, then the government's going to have the employees, and the insurance companies will no longer be as we know them.
That's right. She said it. It's true. A single-payer system puts all health insurance companies out of business.
So what's going to happen?
Well, they'll have to go to a Clinton unemployment center, get counseling, check, job retraining. Simple. No problem.
Yeah, but how many?
You go in there and there'll be a little picture of Robert B. Reich about 2 inches off the floor so people can see him.
Hey, be careful. I'm only 4'10".
It'd be a long picture.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. No, that's what would happen. I mean, they'd say goodbye to the insurance companies that deal in health care.
But how many million of insurance employees do we have in this country?
I don't know, but I'll tell you what, there are a lot of people in this country who would say good riddance. I mean, the people are mad at the insurance companies in this country, and don't misunderstand. I'm not saying that, but I'm telling you that the insurance industry has been successfully demonized by the Clintons, as has the pharmaceuticals business. So if you tell a lot of people who want universal coverage and who want the government giving them health care, when you tell them, hey, and it'll also get rid of the insurance companies, they go, yay! There's a lot of animosity out there for them. And this is one of the unfortunate things that's happening. Look, all you need is Louise Slaughter example. The private sector can handle this. Rochester, New York, Xerox, Kodak. Louise Slaughter has asked for her district to be exempt from whatever health care plan passes because Kodak's doing okay. They don't need it. And Mrs. Clinton said, all right, we'll exempt your district. Thereby admitting that Rochester, New York, at least, doesn't need the Clinton health care plan. You want to move this show to Rochester? Lila, thanks for the call. Quick break. We'll be right back.
You're listening to the EIB Network.
Imagine having a virtual photographic memory and being able to meet over 100 people and remember all their names, or have instant recall of virtually everything you see, hear, read, or even think about. This is Kevin Trudeau, founder of the American Memory Institute. As seen on TV, over 2 million people have already benefited from the easy-to-learn Mega Memory Home Study course and released their own instant recall photographic memories. Now, it's your turn. Call 1-800-862-MEGA. That's 1-800-862-MEGA.
This is Dr. Ronald Hoffman, medical doctor and nutritionist. Let me tell you about Ginsana, the energizing product that I recommend to many of my patients. Ginsana is the first standardized ginseng extract scientifically tested for 25 years. If you get tired easily, if you've lost your competitive edge, take Ginsana. All-natural Ginsana. It's energizing America. Ginsana from SunSource Health Products. Products that work naturally. For a free brochure, call 800-777-2000. 800-777-2000.
Now, if you've been selling cars for a little while, they're going to have me teach you some of the finer points. Like, first off, you always want to control the conversation. Don't let them customers ask too many questions.
Okay, but wouldn't it be better
Make sure you grab them just a minute they walk on the lot. Stay right with them, too.
What if they just want to look?
We're not here to let them look. You got to sell, sell, sell. And most important, you never quote them a price.
Never?
No, you got to get the most out of every customer, negotiate with them, find out what they'll pay, and make sure you get every bit of it, but tell them they're getting the best deal in town.
But what if they really just want to know the price?
That's not the way we do it here, girl. The only place they'd actually tell you a price is over to Curtis in Goldsboro.
So why do they give out prices?
Who knows? Fool idea letting customers run a show like that. It'll come to no good, I tell you.
Yes, we will tell you the price at Courtesy Buick GMC. Better yet, you won't even have to ask, because every Buick GMC in Honda
Honda we have is marked right up front with its no-hassle price. No negotiating, no high pressure, no hassles, just the best price on every single car at Courtesy Buick GMC, Highway 70 Bypass in Goldsboro, your no-hassle dealer.
Anytime, anywhere, any place, McCall's caters to you at your place or theirs. Make your business, civic, or social meetings more fun with great tasting barbecue pork, chicken, beef ribs, pork ribs, or beef. They can customize seafood, steaks, or any items to meet your needs. So for parties, civic meetings, weddings, church gatherings, family reunions, or any gathering of any kind, McCall's caters to you. Call 751-0072.